Good morning, welcome to the sports segment of the weekend show. I am Ayo Adams and I'll be walking you through all the happenings in the world of sport. Well, first of all, it's going to be a super weekend because we have the closing of the Continental Championship, which is the Copa America between Brazil and Argentina. And also in Europe, we have Italy taking on England. Well, first, let's go to the Tokyo Olympics. The Tokyo Olympics is set to light up on the 28th of this month and will commence as scheduled. But on Thursday, it was announced that the global sporting event would be without spectators due to the city's coronavirus state of emergency. This was announced by the Japanese Olympic Committee. Seikyo Hashimoto of the Japanese Olympic Committee said, no choice but to hold the games in a limited way. All right, moving on, that's the update on the Olympics. Well, moving on into the grassroots football. On grassroots sport, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO Abuja, partnered with Sport Outfit 5 Stars Football and Consultancy to host a special People's Cup for people with disability and indisplaced people. The classification and clinic commenced yesterday, while the competition housing sports such as para-soccer, para-weightlifting, table tennis, barram sports, and lots more will commence today at the Old Parade Ground in Abuja, 10 a.m. Still on grassroots sports, the Nigerian side, MPFL side, Rivers United were involved in a car crash while returning from their match-day game. No lives were lost, but it's imperative to point out that this is not the first time an MPFL side would have a ghastly car accident, and football fans showed concerns as to why in 2021 league teams still travel 10 to 18 hours by road for their matches in these insecure times, and when we have multiple airlines. Well, in the studio we meet to discuss all the happenings and lowdown is Ebi Yomon. Ebi, good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you again.
Well, let me first point out that we're going to run a clip during the show where you predicted Italy was going to be in the final. So we'll wait to see that. But first of all, let's go into the Euro 2020 updates. As the Euro 2020 is coming to an end, and we have England and Italy in the final. The Euro 2020 started June 11th, and we've had lots of games played across 11 cities. We've had a total of 133 goals scored, with Spain scoring the most goals in the championship, scoring 13 goals. England have considered the least goals in the championship with 1 goal. Ronaldo and Patrick Schick lead the scoring leaderboard with 5 goals each, and Barcelona and Spanish youngster Pedri has the most distance covered. Ebi, what is your thought on this championship so far? How amazing has this Euro 2020 been?
Well, I think it's been intriguing. It's been one with surprises. A lot of people expected Turkey to go far. I think they were the most one of the most hyped teams as the underdogs, but they didn't even get a point from the group stage. And we have Denmark, who nobody even considered the dark horse or underdogs, getting to the semi-finals. And for the likes of the group of death, that's Group F, Germany,
France,
yes, France, all in Portugal and Ukraine in the same group. All of them left either in the group stage or the round of 16. So we know how it is. It's been enjoyable. But for Italy, I think this is the best I've seen them since 2006 when they won the World Cup, when they had the likes of Pirlo, Zambrotta, Buffon, De Rossi, so many others. But right now, if you look at the Italian squad, you know that there's really no particular scorer. Anybody can get a goal. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow. You see the likes of Locatelli, Spinazzola is out injured. There's Locatelli, there's Chiesa, there's Insigne, there's Immobile. So much to pick for. Who is going to get it goal? We don't even know about that because there's no defined scorer. But for the English team, I think most of their goals have come from either Sterling or Kane. So I think it's quite predictable who might just give them the lead. If Italy know what they are doing, they could just make it a bit more difficult for Sterling to actually get the ball. And we might see them get the trophy. All
right, then. So tomorrow, it's a showdown in Wembley where we'll have England, the 3 Lions of England, taking on the Azuris of Italy. But then I'll first walk you around how they got into the final. Well, England started their championship while they played Croatia in a 1-goal lead, while Italy started their championship playing Turkey in a 3-goal thriller. Also, in the second match, they had Italy beating Switzerland in a 3-goal thriller, and there was a stalemate between England and Scotland. On the third match day, at England and Italy beat their opponents 1-0 respectively in the final, in the closing match where Italy played Wales. When moving into the round of 16, we had England, who now beat Germany, where everybody expected England to crash out of the championship. They beat the former world champions 2-0, goals courtesy Harry Kane and Sterling. That was when Harry Kane got his first goal of the tournament. And also that was when England conceded their first, Italy conceded their first goal. Both teams did not concede throughout in the group stages, and they advanced into the quarterfinals where England played Ukraine and Italy played Belgium. Italy saw Belgium with that beautiful strike from Lorenzo Insigne, and England brutally battered Shevchenko's Ukraine 4-0 in the quarterfinal. They moved into the semi-final where we had England beat Denmark, which was a controversial game. I'm coming back to that, Abby. And the first free kick of the tournament was scored in that game by Mikkel Damsgaard of Denmark. Well, that was where the fairy tale story ended, while Italy took on Spain, and it was a really breathtaking game, seeing the likes of Pedri, Barella showing up themselves, Morata being the hero and the villain at the end of the game. So, well, first of all, let's run Abby's clip where she predicted that Italy were going to be in the final.
They've been awful.
Yes, they've not been able to get it right. But I think as a team you omitted, Italy are quite underrated.
Yes.
If you look at the combination with Ciro Immobile and Insigne,
it's
something, it's scary.
All right, so a couple of people came on the show before we started the championship, and I had all of them give me their thoughts and their top teams. And you and Tweeby pointed out Italy being the underdogs, being teams that we separated from them. Now you've pointed out what they've done properly. You've also pointed out what they can do against England to keep England at bay. What can England do against them to get the goal that they need to score?
Well, I think for the English side, I would say they've really not had it difficult for them in the Euros. If you compare Italy have played tougher teams. But I don't really know who the star man in the English side, but I would say Sterling has been their best player. But what England needs to do is just try and hold everybody in the Italian squad. We saw Spinazzola being out injured and replaced with Emerson. And Emerson did not even look like, okay, I'm the second player, I'm the replacement. He did like he was the first man there. So it shows that the Italian squad are quite difficult. You don't even know who to mark. If you're going to mark Immobile, he might not even get an assist or a goal. It might be from another person. So I would say they have to be 1,000% on their toes. But they have the advantage. They've played 7 matches and played 6 at home. No other team have had that so easy. And they're at home in the final game.
And the Wembley crowd.
It seems UEFA wants England to win it. So we don't know how it feels. I think the advice should actually go to Italy, because any little dive by Sterling or Kane could result in a penalty.
All right, so let's go back to the penalty incident. Against Denmark, we saw clamors around the world, VAR. Everybody went at VAR saying that penalty was too soft. Was it too soft in your own opinion? And secondly, was there it's a contact sport, and we know the new rules of football. If there's contact, there's a foul. So which do you go for? Was it soft, or shouldn't have been given, or should have been referee gone to the screen to check?
It should never have been a penalty. The referee should have checked. And even when the penalty was taken, everybody who watched that penalty, we could see a laser point at the goalkeeper, that's Schmeichel. So it showed, from all indications, it just showed that England were already ordained to win that game.
All right, then. Well, coming up on your screen is the fixture slide for the final, which we have England taking on Italy in the Wembley Stadium tomorrow by 8 p.m. Well, moving on to the Copa America. Well, the Copa America Championship is coming to an end. It's also come to an end. And well, we have Colombia won the 3rd place yesterday after they beat Peru 3-2. Well, in the final, we have the Copa American Giants, which is Lionel Messi and Neymar face off with Brazil versus Argentina in the Copa America final. Well, Lionel Messi is topping the leaderboard charts with 4 goals. Him and Luis Diaz are currently the top scorers in the Copa America with 4 goals each. Messi also has 5 assists. That's the first time a player would have 4 goals and 5 assists in Continental Championship. How good is he? 34 years old. Well, it was a sight to see Argentina come into the final. You could see how much it means to Lionel Messi. You could see how he was doing. I mean, you're a Barcelona fan, and I know you're a core fan of Messi. Both of us are core fans of Messi. And Neymar this is also one of his major first championship. Where are you siding? Who are you with?
Well, I'll say most football fans are actually sympathizing with Messi. Messi has been an Argentine player for over 15 years. He's not gotten, apart from the Olympics and under-20, he's not gotten a national or international trophy with Argentina. I would say he's put in the effort. This team is the team that seems to be the most united. In previous years, we had the likes of Lavezzi, Higuain, so many others, but they had never been a team because it seemed like a one-man football. But right now, they have a crop of young players. They have Los Celsos, there's Lautaro Martinez, so many young players who are Emiliano Martinez also. So many young players who really want this trophy. And like we've seen, Messi has proven to be the best playmaker and the best goalkeeper. Goal scorer. It shows what he has to offer. I think this is going to be like 2 elephants fighting. Brazil, let's not underestimate Brazil. They have the likes of Thiago Silva, there's Casemiro, there's Neymar, there's Paqueta. So many players in that squad. Ederson, let's not forget Ederson. It's a battle of both strikers, both midfield, and also the goalkeeping sector. Both goalkeepers have kept 3 clean sheets. So we know how it is. They've not lost any game. It's a big one, but it's not about being a Messi fan. I think it's about being a football fan. Who would want to see the rivalry between Ronaldo and Messi still be talked about? If Messi wins these Euros, I think he would have consolidated the fact that, yeah, I'm the best. If not, I think he would just be like the total best player ever.
Also, when you were on here the last time, we spoke about Kante being a Ballon d'Or contender, and you kicked against it. And I mentioned that if France did really well in the championship, it might be a contender. But that story is in the mud now. And now the contention now is between Jorginho. I don't understand how...
Okay, I'm going to laugh about that. Because it seems anytime Messi is a favorite to win the Ballon d'Or without Ronaldo, there's always pushing of other players. At some point, some people said Diaz should win it because he won the PFA Player of the Award and all. Jorginho has played how many good games? Yes, he's played well this season, but if Pirlo never won it, Xavi never won it, Iniesta never won it, Jorginho cannot be on this debate. For me, it's between Lewandowski and Lionel Messi. Messi has gotten 25 Man of the Match awards out of 36 possible awards. So who is going to be the best? He's the highest goal scorer this year. Assists, the highest. So what are we talking about? Who is Jorginho? Who is Kante compared to this player? Only Lewandowski stands a chance.
Well, you've seen Ebi's stance on Messi winning the 7th Ballon d'Or, which will crown him the highest so far in the history of football. Well, this weekend is a Super Sunday between Argentina and Brazil, and also the English team playing the Italian teams in the final of the European Championship. Well, that's all I have for you on the sports segment of the weekend show. Ebi, thank you for coming on the show. Well, as fans of football, let's see how you fare. How do you predict? Let us know on our Instagram page and our Facebook page. Who do you think will take the championship between Argentina and Brazil, and also England versus Italy when that happens? Well, England's game is happening 8 p.m. on Sunday, while Argentina's game versus Brazil will be happening 1 a.m. Copa American time. If you want to stay up to see the game, set your alarms 1 a.m. to see the South American Clásico, as it's dubbed, played in the Maracana. Well, that's all I have for you. My name is Ayo Adams. You can follow me on my Instagram handle at AyoAdams_S, and stay tuned to The Weekend Show. There is more. See you next week. Bye-bye.